Thank you very much. And now finally, we turn to UNEP. Jacqueline Alder is here, and she really came over from Nairobi just to attend this meeting. And sometimes I'm asked on Twitter or wherever whether it's really appropriate for all of us to travel long distances to attend such conferences. And some know I'm really a fan of internet communication. But this does not mean that it is not necessary to every now and then meet, and therefore, Jacqueline, we are really happy that UNEP engages and that you're here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, honorable ministers, distinguished panelists, and participants, ladies and gentlemen. UNEP is very honored to be given the opportunity to be a part of this final session of the conference and for the opportunity to actively participate in the last 2 days. Over the past 2 days, my colleagues and I have listened intently, actively participated, and learned significantly from the presentations, experts, and discussions here in Berlin. As we conclude this meeting and consider the way forward and the message from Berlin, we can only be encouraged that Europe is leading the way globally in addressing the problems of marine litter. It is also heartening to see leadership from countries within the European Union. Marine litter has been an area of focus for UNEP through the Global Initiative on Marine Litter, involving the Regional Seas Conventions and Action Plans, and the Global Program of Action for the Protection of the Marine Environment from Land-Based Activities, otherwise known as the GPA. The 2009 report, Marine Litter, A Global Challenge, was the first attempt to ever take a worldwide stock of marine litter levels across 12 different regions around the world. Our work has been catalytic in moving the marine litter issue to regional and national forums such as this one. Seeing such energy at this conference has reiterated the value of the work we support. Under the GPA, land-based marine litter has been highlighted as one of the priority source categories of focus for the 2012-2016 program of work of the GPA. The third intergovernmental review of the GPA in 2012 recommended the establishment of a global partnership on marine litter, which UNEP is developing in collaboration with relevant partners, including some of you here today. The Global Partnership on Marine Litter, facilitated by UNEP and the GPA, is a concrete international partnership which aims to improve the legal, policy, and regulatory environments for managing marine litter, progress material use efficiency, support recycling efforts, and tackle the pollution problem at source. The global partnership is guided by the Honolulu Strategy, which UNEP sees as a relevant framework that can be adopted and used by member countries and organizations around the world. And it was reassuring to see many people here also using the strategy for guidance in the development of regional action plans. We have made the case that marine litter is a problem that needs to be addressed now. We now have to move to action, and UNEP is very interested in the priority actions outlined in the Berlin message. The priority actions are very much in line with what UNEP sees as its priorities as well. And I'd like to just focus on 3 priority actions for comment. Priority 2, the green economy. It is nice to see it included as an action, but I would encourage you to campaign marine litter as a resource with value and embed tackling marine litter in the wider green economy policies and development plans at national and regional levels. The reason I say this is that by integrating into broader systems provides greater opportunities to capitalize on actions and incentives that may emerge in developing a national green economy approach, as well as opportunities to raise awareness on marine issues in key ministries such as finance and planning. And I note that they're not here at this conference. Priority 6, the development of regional action plans, and for UNEP, this also connects to Priority 7. UNEP's Regional Seas programs encompass 18 Regional Seas Convention action plans covering much of the world. North America and the Southwest Atlantic are not included, unfortunately. Within the Regional Seas Network, we communicate and facilitate interactions between the coordinators, and so I can only further emphasize using the Regional Seas platforms as collective and harmonized action. And I also want to add that the European Regional Seas can also be platforms to share your lessons learned, technologies, and good work with much of the rest of the world. For example, there is a twinning arrangement between OSPAR and the Abidjan Convention, which covers West Africa. And although that area of the world has many least developed countries, it has not escaped marine litter as an issue. At the last conference of the parties in December of 2012, just last year, many ministers and permanent secretaries asked about what could be done about this issue, since it is affecting their tourism industry, their ability to have safety at sea, etc. The last one that I want to focus on is priority 3, as this probably relates to the point I want to make, and that is to encourage any work on data collection, but more importantly, to assessment and indicators, that it be looked at in the context of the World Ocean Assessment, and where possible, the methodologies and indicators be harmonized between the two. This would avoid the added cost of reporting twice for 2 different indicators, allowing for comparing results across large geographic areas, and for UNEP, the most important reason is in capacity building. If Europe can find a methodology that is also used for the World Ocean Assessment, then the efforts to disseminate it in Europe can be easily transferred to other areas of the world, saving money as well as adding value to Europe's efforts. A good example of North-South cooperation. The conference and the Berlin message emphasized that there is still a need for concrete actions, greater awareness raising, and wider participation of stakeholders in this global endeavor. And you may be wondering how UNEP as a global agency can connect to this conference. In response to this, UNEP, as part of the Global Partnership on Marine Litter, aims to facilitate an online forum/network to enable the global marine debris community to monitor progress on implementing the Honolulu strategy and share information, lessons learned, and tools. The 18 regional seas are among the main programs of the United Nations that fulfill an important role in implementing international agendas on marine and coastal issues. Through the UNEP-hosted Regional Seas program, establishment and development of pilot regional activities in the regions that are most affected have been developed. This includes compilation of best practices in dealing with marine litter in fisheries, aquaculture, and shipping in the Northwest Pacific, which includes China, Japan, Korea, and Russia. Preparation of a regional plan on marine litter management for the Mediterranean, as you've been told during the last 2 days. And for the Caribbean Regional Action Plan for Marine Litter, we supported the development of marine litter education material and awareness materials with a focus on the impacts of marine debris on habitat and wildlife. We also supported a marine litter activity guide and an online interactive game on this issue for children. UNEP is also hosting the Global Partnership on Waste Management through our Division of Technology, Industry, and Economics in Japan, one of its collaborating centers in Japan, and will work with different partners, including international agencies, governments, industry, and civil society organizations to develop and implement relevant projects to ensure that marine debris issues, goals, and strategies are tied to global efforts to reduce and manage waste. Excuse me. UNEP has noted progress being made through the various stakeholders, including NGOs, governments, research institutions, and industry to tackle the presence and impacts of marine debris, including plastics in the marine environment. Thanks very much. It's nice to be quiet. Although this action has been primarily at the national level, we believe that more is needed to be done at the regional and global level. UNEP therefore encourages industry to lead in the redesign of plastics incorporated into the production of goods and packaging so that they are safer and less harmful to the environment, and urges the adoption of the extended producer responsibility concept by everyone. Recognizing that between 5 billion and 1 trillion plastic bags are consumed worldwide each year, and that less than 1% of the bags are recycled because it costs more to recycle a bag than to produce a new one, UNEP encourages responsible use, reuse, recycling, and finally recovery of plastics for their value, including energy. We feel that technologies for turning plastic into diesel and other fuels looks promising for reducing the amount of plastics that are unlikely to be recycled. If plastic is treated as a valuable resource rather than a waste product, many opportunities to create a secondary value for the material after its first intended use will provide economic incentives for collection and reprocessing. UNEP wishes to support capacity building to apply new and innovative technologies for recycling and turning plastics into energy. For plastics which cannot be or are unlikely to be recycled, UNEP also invites collaboration in development and implementation of relevant research and high-impact practical demonstration projects through the Global Marine Partnership on Litter, which could address inter alia microplastics. In closing, I would like again to thank the Government of Germany and the European Commission for inviting UNEP to this very productive conference, and thank the participants for their ideas and exchanges. We at UNEP look forward to many, if not all of you, in joining the Global Partnership on Marine Litter, and we will reach out to you in the coming weeks for your membership. And therefore, please do not let our email go to your spam folder. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacqueline Alder from UNEP. So, colleagues, it is not by surprise where we ended. We ended exactly at the second when the presentation should be over, the debate on the round table, and the involvement of the audience. So, what I will do now